Hey everyone, I just arrived in Houston, Texas. It's my first time here in 19 years, and I'm at Cajun Kitchen, which is here in Houston's Chinatown. I'm with Jenny, who was born and raised in Houston. So Jenny, this is pretty much our first stop. Why did you bring me here first on this food tour?
Yeah, so, people hear about Houston's diversity all the time, and I think this is a dish, or this is one of the restaurants that really exemplifies that mixture of different cultures that we have here and different flavors. And so Vietnamese crawfish is a dish that I would say is one of our signature dishes when you come to Houston. It's definitely a must try, and so that's why Brian here is gonna sample that dish.
So this is what we have here, and this is the Thai basil version. You'll notice the basil, some onions there. The minimum order here, I believe, is 2 pounds,
That's
correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I've been eating Vietnamese food for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Obviously, pho, I think I mentioned the grape leaves dish, which I can't recall the name of right
Bò
now.
lục lạc.
Okay.
I'm sorry, bò lá lốt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but here you referred to this food as Viet Cajun. Is that correct?
Right. That's right.
Okay. Can you explain it?
Yeah. So part of that is just regionally, right? Houston is located right here on the Gulf, and then Louisiana is our next door neighbor, and the influence of Cajun flavors is very prominent here in our crawfish. But we like to kick it up a notch here in Houston, and we have a very large Vietnamese population in Houston that have settled here, whether they were refugees or came later. And so you'll see that blend in this particular dish. So the use of garlic, lemongrass, onions, how it's stir-fried in those flavors is the Vietnamese influence, but it's actually boiled in the traditional crawfish seasonings that I think most people are most familiar with. And so now you get a combination, I think, of the best of both.
And has anybody thought to make pho with crawfish or crawfish pho?
I think as you and I take this journey later on today, I believe there is one other restaurant here in town that may do the crawfish pho. So we'll do some experimenting and report back.
Okay, so these right here, they come from the Gulf, I believe?
These are from Louisiana. They're live from Louisiana. We're actually in crawfish season has its seasons, right? So we just missed the peak season, but these are still live, and they're harvested by John Nguyen, who's the owner. He actually hand selects his crawfish himself. So I'm pretty excited to taste this batch.
And Mr. John Nguyen couldn't be here today, but he also suggested, what is this, Manila clam lemongrass soup?
Correct, lemongrass broth clams. So I'm excited to try that. John Nguyen tries to tweak his menu often to go with whatever is seasonal. So this will be an adventure for both of us.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to trying my first Viet Cajun crawfish.
Cool.
So now we're at Sweet Memes, which is a dessert bar also here in Chinatown. And we ordered a couple things here. What do we have here? What is this drink?
So this is a butterfly cheese tea, and it has some jellies down at the bottom. So it's definitely a lasagna drink, if you will, with different flavors.
Yeah, you can see the white, blue, and black layer here,
Right.
mixing it around.
Yeah.
Okay, but here, the really, in my opinion, the most interesting thing is this is a durian crepe, correct?
It's a durian crepe, but the green that you see also has some pandan flavor mixed into it too. So I think it's going to be a really neat combination.
Okay, so I think I want to try the durian
I
crepe.
think you should.
Okay, so this is like so soft and delicate.
Yep.
5-4, please.
I definitely taste the durian. It's not as strong as eating fresh durian,
Yeah.
but I definitely taste it. And I'm gonna try this drink now. So the menu that you just showed,
Yeah.
what did we count, like more than 100 different things?
Right, so this is their very beautiful menu, and yes, there's probably well close to 100 different varieties of tea, coffee, desserts. It's a great stop if you have a sweet tooth.
Souffle,
Soufflés, yes. Taiwanese toast.
Taiwanese toast, matcha tiramisu.
Yeah.
It seems like dessert-wise, you could pretty much get anything here.
This is a one-stop shop for sure.
Okay, so now we're at Momo House. This was Jenny's suggestion, and we're still in Chinatown, but I'd love to know, Jenny, why did you suggest this place for the next stop?
Yeah, so I've never had Momo or Nepalese food, and a friend of mine suggested that we check this place out. So I thought Brian will be my test subject and tell me if it's authentically good.
Okay, And she might be saying that because before we started to record, I mentioned 74th and Broadway in Jackson Heights. Within a 5-minute walk of the subway station, you could get probably momos at 15 different places. So yak is a common version. I'd say beef is the most popular, chicken vegetarian. In this case, we got buffalo. So these are like bite-sized, maybe 2 bites. You could eat them with your hands. Sometimes you eat them with chopsticks. Ironically, they don't serve chopsticks here, but I have to ask Jenny, did you ever have momo before?
No, first time.
Okay.
So this will be my first time eating it.
Okay, all right, great. Let's try them.
Okay.
So it's day 2 exploring Houston's Chinatown, and we're venturing into a Korean restaurant today, which is MDK Noodle. And this place is known for their knife-cut noodles. And I ordered number 16 here, which is Kongguksu. And Jenny ordered, I believe, Kalguksu.
That's right.
Okay, and these were suggested by the staff, by the way, so we decided to get a mix. I got cold noodles, soy-based, and you have warm noodles.
Warm noodles that are chicken based.
Okay, so we also got the banchan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kimchi
Yes.
and pickled mustard greens.
Okay, so that's all great, but what really stands out about this place is they give you scissors. So to demonstrate, yeah, Jenny, how about you lift yours up and I'll cut them just
All
to.
right, I'm gonna lift up my chicken based hand cut noodles.
And this
you
is
can
how
cut 'em.
scissors work in a Korean restaurant. So I'm trying to make sure I don't get splashed. And yeah, so Jenny, you've been here before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is this what you've had during your previous visits?
No, I actually try to pick a different soup each time, but what they're really known for are their hand cut noodles. So I think as long as you order that, you can't go wrong here.
Okay, so I'm gonna dig in here, cut my own noodles, and then we're gonna continue our tour. Hey everyone, I'm at Cafeteria. I'm here with Venerin, who started this place in November 2019. I believe we're a little bit east of downtown. Is that where we are?
Yes, a little bit south of the George R. Brown, yes.
Okay, and I have a couple things here. I have a panmar. I'm just gonna let you do it.
That's a masa pandan, so it's kind of a play on like what Houston is very much known for, its diverse culture. So it's a mixture of Hispanic culture using the De La Rosa masapan candy, which is like a crumbled peanut polvorones candy, and house-made pandan syrup, which is very much like the vanilla of Southeast Asia, if you will.
Yes, and then another thing we have here is the salty Cambodian. Why salty Cambodian?
Originally named after the owner myself, because I'm quite a salty person. But it's basically a play on the Vietnamese Cafe Sudao, so minus the chicory, it's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit salty. It just really enhances the roast of the beans that we get from my friend Matt Toomey at Little Dreamers.
Okay, and Little Dreamer, I just know that as a Van Halen song. That's also a coffee company?
Yes, it's our local roaster. Matt and I went way back. We go back like 2 seats in a Cadillac. Basically, I worked with him about 15 years ago at Tiny Boxwoods. And we just kind of evolved from there, and I became his first wholesale client as he opened up his new roastery. He started a bigger corporation, Boomtown, before then, but he's just the man, the coffee man in Houston, and a really, really good friend.
Okay, so this is the old Chinatown you said before we started to record.
Yes.
Okay, and now I have a question. Your inspiration for starting this place, like why this area? Why some of the quirky pastries you have, like what do you have? Dulce de leche croissants. You have like melon pan.
Yeah, we have a lot of seasonal things, whatever kind of as at the urban farmer market at the moment. But we just do a lot of things that I guess come up during conversation in the kitchen. So it's basically, I like to hire a lot of people who have a great palate and who like to eat and enjoy eating, and we just basically start off the menu. Every month we change the menu, so it's like, what do we want to eat today? And so if it sells, we keep it. If it doesn't sell, we replace it. And so you're gonna find things that you've never heard of, never even thought of combination-wise. And that's kind of what I've always done my entire career anyways. But I chose this location because of its familiarity. My uncle owned a seafood house 2 blocks from here. We own a donut shop about 6 blocks away from here on Navigation. So it was very, just like home basically. And across the street, the old Kim Hung grocery store, I played lots of Street Fighter there for a long, long time. So it's kind of cool to be across the street from here now and kind of looking at the old building and it's still standing.
Yeah, it looks like a scooter rental place now.
It has turned into a scooter rental place, yes.
Now, which one should I try first? I saved these until you...
Depends. Are you in a hot mood or a cold mood? Personally, the masa pandan, which I collaborated with one of our old baristas, Luis, is one of my favorites. I always kind of choose to drink that because it's hot always in Houston. So
yeah, this is a little bit tough for me. I walked around yesterday. I used your light rail. I tried to walk like 20 minutes, and I got about halfway there and had to call Uber.
Yeah, a lot of friends who visit are like, "Oh, I can do without a car, right?" I'm like, "Well, no," but it's cute to try.
Yeah. So, could you just explain this one a little bit more? Marzipan. You use pandan syrup that you make here.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So we just blanch the pandan and then we roboku it with some simple syrup and then we strain it all, basically get like a super green syrup.
And why marzipan? How do you integrate marzipan?
It was actually just a play. One of the baristas, I asked him to come up with a drink and he used the marzipan candy and I had some syrup that I just so had on my hand. And we put it together, and yeah, that's how a lot of this stuff works. Like the tiger apricot, which has been on our menu for a while as well.
Oh, yeah, Thai iced tea and espresso.
Exactly. I had like an abundance of Thai tea, and I didn't know what to do with it, so we wondered what a shot of espresso would taste like on top, and it's been one of our best sellers for a very long time. So
It reminds me of like the Malaysian thing they do where they mix coffee and tea.
Exactly. And obviously an homage to my Street Fighter playing days. Sagat's move right there, so there you go.
Okay, so now I'm going to try the salty Cambodian. This has butter in it, correct?
Yes, sourdough butter that we make with a culture that's about 4 years old. I started that culture in Chicago.
Okay.
It's very creamy, as like salty,
Salt on
crunchy
top,
nut.
yeah.
Exactly. So it's for people who aren't into like the Starbucks type style coffees, basically.
I got you. All right, well, if you're ever in Houston, it's a car city, easy to drive here. We're downtown or right
Bike
outside
City.
downtown. Yeah, Bike City. We're very close to downtown. We passed Minute Maid Park on the way here, and that was like less than 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Sure.
Hey everyone, I'm here with Paul Key. We're at the Post, which is a food hall that opened in November 2021 here in Houston. Paul is the leader in the FAM Hospitality Group. I believe you run 6 locations within the Post, correct?
Yes, we do.
And you gave me an insane spread here to try out. I'll do the best I can. This is hot chicken. We have a ceviche. We have seafood from Gulf Stroman. And we also have some sushi here. My elbow's blocking it. We got some sushi and we got a couple different Thai dishes. So, Paul, what can you tell us about the Post in general?
So the Post is we're actually in the historic post office for all of Houston. So the whole compound's about 500,000 square feet. The food hall is about 50,000 square feet of that. We have about 32 operators in here serving different things, anywhere from Filipino to Thai to Norwegian.
Okay. Yeah, this is a great food hall. I'm glad I got a chance to include this. And we're downtown, I believe, correct?
Correct. We're in downtown Houston.
Okay, so you were beginning to describe this one to me when we first came over to
So
this
that's
table.
sort of one of our specialty ceviches here at Gulfstromen. It's some redfish from Palacios. Redfish is in a drum family. It's definitely coveted by sport fishermen. So this one has a smoked whey, dill oil, apples, and celery.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
It's food that you're not going to get in normal food halls.
Yeah, I like it's the perfect amount of salt.
Yeah.
And what is the green splash?
Dill oil?
Dill oil, okay, which
Yeah.
I've never heard of. And next we have this amazing seafood platter.
Yeah.
And now Norwegian you don't really see a lot of Norwegian concepts. Where did that idea come from?
It came about with my friendship with Chef Christopher Hatoft, buddy of mine. We've known each other for 6-7 years now, and he doesn't have any restaurants in America, but we wanted to do something fun, so this came around, and we decided to jump on the project.
So I want to try these scallops. You said they're from Maine?
Yeah, those are from Stonington, Maine. They are grown. They're farmed in the Japanese technique, so they're grown on ropes. That actually sort of helps with the aquaculture for the lobster population in Maine.
Okay. Is that like a ponzu?
Yeah, a little bit of like a ponzu. It's like some local citrus and.
Okay. Now, what stood out the most when we started to talk was, you said you gave the guy a rule that you will not try to mess around with his spice level.
Correct.
So we have a couple dishes here. This is pad krapao.
Yeah, pad krapao and Penang curry is the first one that you showed.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Partnering with my buddy, his name is Egnipont Chantong, but we call him Thai for short. To eat that, I would definitely pour the namprik nampla on it.
Oh, that's namprik.
Yeah, I would put
Okay.
namprik nampla on it. It's not as spicy as it looks.
Okay.
I would grab a spoonful. You grab a spoonful of that, get some rice, and then just eat it.
So what is the meat?
Meat is chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chicken pad krapao.
Yeah. Chicken pad krapao. I feel like for almost every Lao or Thai person I know, pad krapao is like comfort food for them,
And then this one here is beef.
Penang curry.
Penang curry. Okay.
Yeah.
So you manage 6 places in this food hall.
Yep.
And you also mentioned something interesting. First, I want to try this.
I would eat both those dishes with a spoon, probably. Fork and spoon, so you can kind of dig in and get the sauce. But you got a spoon right here.
Just like the spoon right
Yeah,
here. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, now I'm feeling a little bit of spice.
Yeah, there's some heat in that.
It doesn't hit you right away.
No, the spice level for that one it's low, and it kind of builds as you eat it. But you should eat a little bit of the curry underneath with it. For the pad krapao, that's why I was like, you should eat with a spoon and a fork and eat some rice with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm listening to Enter Sandman by Metallica, where like for 40 seconds, it's kind of like building and building and building, and then it just explodes. And that's just what happened with the spice.
Yeah.
So I also never heard of we said Wagyu hot dog.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to show you that.
So it's a Wagyu beef hot dog. We got basically a garlic mayo that we put on there, some caramelized onions, and some crunchy garlic topping.
Okay, and then this one here is, you said like Nashville hot chicken on Texas toast.
Yeah, so this is our Nashville hot chicken. It's got a kimchi, kale kimchi, Texas toast, and yeah, it's everything. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm so glad I'm getting to sample some of the things from this food hall. Yeah, and also before we say goodbye, the sushi, what do we have here?
So those are our hand rolls over at Eastside King. We got some blue crab, shrimp tempura, and avocado.
Okay, this is the blue crab,
Yeah, you
correct?
just eat it like a taco. Correct.
So would you call this like a Japanese taco?
It can be, yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna finish. Thank you very much. If you're ever down here, I believe you have like ample parking in the area.
Correct.
I don't know if the light rail stops here, but it's very conveniently located.
It's 2 blocks away.
From the light rail?
Yeah, so it's not that far of a walk.
Okay.
It might be hard. It'll be close for New Yorkers, far for Houstonians.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Paul. Thank you,
Cheers.
everyone. Hey, everyone. It's day 3 of our culinary adventure around Houston, and we're at Ben Quan Hua.
Very
and
good.
Jenny here will tell you how you actually say that.
Yeah, actually, you said it pretty well.
Okay, here we go. So we're here because Jenny says this is a place to try steamed rice rolls, correct?
Absolutely, yes. It's a dish you absolutely must try when you're in Houston. It's steamed. It's a pretty laborious process, and so I'm excited for Brian to try it out. It's topped with steamed pork sausage, and ours is stuffed with shrimp today. And then you'll see like some boiled mung beans and cilantro on the side as well.
Okay, now you were talking earlier about the thicker southern version versus the thinner northern version?
Correct. The southern version will be labeled as Bangkuan Ut, UT,
Okay.
and it's a much thicker noodle than what we have today. So either case, they're both yummy.
Okay, Hey everyone, we're at San San here in Chinatown, and Jenny has me trying something that I've never heard of before. What is it?
So we call it tofu pudding, but in Chinese it's sometimes pronounced, I'm going to mispronounce it, douhou, D-O-U-H-O-U. We'll provide the spelling later.
Okay, so I'm going to try first.
Yeah.
So I have like a pretty generous spoonful of ginger with the tofu.
Yep. So it's soft tofu with a ginger syrup. Oh, okay, good.
I'll say it's soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Jell-O consistency.
Yeah.
But it's really special because here in Houston we make it fresh. And so when you come to San San, you can get this, soybean milk, and fresh cubes of tofu, all handmade each day.
Yeah, this is really, it's like a cross between pudding and Jell-O.
It's a good way to describe it.
And like Jello Biafra once said, there's always room for Jell-O. I don't know if you're familiar with that quote, but
Hey, hey, hey.
okay, so there you go. This is definitely something you should try when you're in Chinatown. I'm going to finish this. Hey everyone, it's the final stop on our culinary tour of Houston, and we're ending with a sweet spot, which is Aqua S, Jenny, correct?
Yes.
So look at this cloud here with blue ice cream and a toasted marshmallow. Jenny, you suggested this. Could you tell us about it?
Yeah, so this is actually an Australian brand chain.
Okay.
But their classic flavor is this blue sea salt, which Brian got. And so it's topped with the toasted marshmallow and the fairy floss, which is the cotton candy that you see in case. It creates a natural edible barrier so that the ice cream doesn't drip on you.
Okay, thank you, Jenny.
Yeah.
And it's been a great tour of Houston. Yeah, so 10 sweet spots, 10 savory spots,
Yeah.
and we could have done like 200 of each. There's so much here. So thank you, everyone.